As long as there's Christmas, I truly believe that snowflakes and rainbows. Hi! Hey! Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, one and all, or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate.
Is that all of them? Is it just those three?
You know, I couldn't tell you. I don't. I should ask my anthropology friends. I really don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the three.
The big three.
Happy, whatever. Okay.
Oh, what is it? No, wasn't last one 17? Is it 18?
This is 18 now.
18, you guys. We're legal.
We're legal. We can do porn.
Oh!
Oh!
I said buy, you said do. But
okay.
Same
different
idea.
approach. You could do both. This is our, if you couldn't tell, our official holiday episode. Quithmith episode. We did the vote on the Patreon.
The Patreon.
And sorry, that sounded so boomer of me to say.
We did
the Patreon.
The vote on the Patreon.
Twitter. And it was a decision to do, what is it? Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas.
Enchanted Christmas, yes.
An Enchanted Christmas.
I hope
and
so.
I'm excited. I mean, before we type into this movie, though, I feel like I do need to ask you about, like, how your Christmas was, though. Like, personally.
Aww, that's so sweet. Well, the reason I keep talking like this is because my Christmas was actually, my parents' was really fun.
You do really revert back to your child state.
100%. Well,
100%.
I think honestly, inside my soul, I am a 12-year-old, and I will never grow up. And so
you shouldn't.
my Christmas was actually like really fun, and I'm staying with my friend Seth, and his parents are absolutely like two of the best people I've ever met, and they're just such a good time. And this Christmas, as they did last Christmas, they bought us Connects. If any of the viewers know what Connects is, it's kind of like Legos, except it's like motorized. And so we built this. We spent all of Christmas Day building a giant roller coaster. He also bought me, every year I play a Nancy Drew game. Actually, it's so bad. He got me a Nancy Drew video game, and we bought it.
You got a new one?
Not that. Well, I've played it before, but he got it for me again.
Still.
And then we got another video game for the Switch. So all day yesterday, it was literally like, okay, so let's get some ice cream, and then do you want to play the game? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the roller coaster, and we'd be like, Mom and Dad, look, we did it. And they'd be like, oh, let's take a picture of you guys there together. Like, it was just literally the fucking best.
I need to see. Well, first of all, if you want to see it, you have to check out Lex's story on Instagram.
It might be gone by now.
It'll probably be gone. It'll probably be gone. But it was like, I saw the joy of Christmas in you and Seth's eyes. Truly.
We took a break to film this. We were building another.
I'm so sorry to distract you from your work that you need to be doing.
Well, I'm very busy, but I'll take the time.
To talk about really serious stuff. I also got a Switch game for Christmas. Good. I mean, I'm back home in my hometown of Arlington Heights, Illinois. And I asked for like the most childish things for Christmas this year and got them all.
We really are the same in that sense, guys.
Yeah, because I think Christmas is about really reverting back to your like 9-year-old self.
I absolutely
and so
agree.
I wanted a game for my Nintendo Switch. I made all my family play it.
What was the game?
It was Super Mario Wonder.
I've heard of that, but is it fun?
It was fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love it because you get to be my favorite Mario character of all time.
Peach.
No.
The one that floats.
No. It's Toadette. I love that. I love her. Something about Toadette cracks me up. And you can be Toadette in that game.
I see.
And you can turn into elephants. This is not a advertisement for Mario Wonder, by the way. It should be. But I had a great time. I made my whole family play it. We had a super fun blast of a time.
Aww.
I got an earwax removal endoscope kit so I can look into my ears, check if there's any bugs in there.
As we
which
discussed,
you may know,
something he's
I have an anxiety
about
that.
Mm-hmm.
I got a nice pillow. I got a Miss Piggy blanket.
Wow, Santa was good to you.
Santa was good to me this year.
Big time.
So I had probably the best Christmas ever, I think. I was like, I got everything, and I was like, I don't even know what I need to ask for next year.
You were like,
I got everything I could ever want.
36, but last year I had 37. Well, some of them are going to be bigger than last year. I don't care how big they are.
I hated that stupid
Well, who didn't
fucker
hate Dudley? He needed a good kick in the teeth, you know?
He needed a kick in the teeth.
Well.
But speaking of having a good Christmas, should we dive into the Beauty and the Beast Christmas?
We surely should. And as we do, before all of these movies, I have to ask you, Brett, what were your preconceptions for this film?
Oh God. I knew it existed. Mm-hmm. I knew it was out there. Mm-hmm. And I knew it was something I didn't need to see. Something about it seemed weird. The animation style was not doing it for me. And I'm kind of a snob with that stuff, especially when I was younger. I was like, if it doesn't look crisp and clean and like there's a budget, I don't want it.
Wow.
And so that caused a lot of refusal for me to be interested in this movie as a child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what about you?
So you'd never seen it? You've never seen it?
Never seen it.
Okay.
Never seen.
Very similar. I mean, I didn't know about the animation. I knew it existed. I just never seen it. I never really had an inkling, never really had an interest. So this was fresh eyes. And I made Seth watch it with me as well. And we were both kind of like, oh.
Okay.
What's
this
happening?
This might be our first. Is this our first like fresh eyes movie?
I think so. For both of us, I think so.
For both of us, yeah. That we've both never. Well, shit. Okay. So this is different. I mean, to watch a Disney movie with no nostalgia attached to it and watching it from adult eyes. Keep in mind, we're going to be critical, folks. So if this is one of your favorites and we rip it to shreds and take a shit on it, I want to apologize in advance.
But you can. You don't have to agree with us, and it can still mean a lot to you. You know, we're just...
Feel free to send me death threats in my Instagram DMs. I'd love to read them.
Okay. Be fun. Don't do that to me. I don't want that. Send them to Brett.
I welcome it. Yeah. I don't know. I have never gotten really a full death threat.
Have you gotten, like, mean threats, though, before?
Yeah, I've gotten, like, oh, God. I mean, a couple... When I did my Skittles ad, I got a couple of, like, you're subhuman. Never that you shouldn't be alive. Well... That's the realm when you post something for the general public to see. You know, you're gonna get you've crawled out of the pits of hell. You're not of this earth. You're demonic.
Are people fucking okay? Just wondering.
I don't know. Some of those, I encourage you all. Look at my hair right now. I encourage you all to go and look at the comments of that Skittles ad that I posted, because you'll think, oh, homophobia, not a problem in 2023, and then you'll see it and you'll say, gee whiz.
That's so awful, and I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. Would you say, but haven't we discussed this? That's not even your least favorite hate comment. What's your least favorite hate comment? It's not that, right?
Oh, God. I don't know. The ones that piss me off really are the ones that are just, like, ignorant. And I'm like, I could comment back, but there's no way I'm going to get through that thick concrete skull of yours.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah, the ones, I got a couple comments that were, like, saying I was transgender, and I was like, there are so many layers to unpack to this. I don't even know where to begin.
Where to start. Also,
there's so many levels of stupid.
Of this? Like, I don't know what the butt of it is.
Well, because they were saying, like, they were comparing me to, like, the Bud Light commercial with Dylan Mulvaney, being like, oh, I can't believe we're having like this type of representation for our ads.
When you mean the layers.
It's like I don't even know where to begin with the stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what stupid do I fight for? Like, I can't. I don't have the energy for it anymore.
No, that's so fair. That's so fair.
Yeah, so that was probably the worst. But anyway.
Yeah.
Do you get hate comments ever, or not really?
Sometimes
I can't imagine how anyone could hate you.
Well, I can't imagine how anyone could hate you. So enough of that.
I could.
I would say, yeah, sometimes. I would say more on Instagram usually. People will just be like,
honestly
though, sometimes I'm like, that comment kind of ate. Like one time I did a video about
those are the worst ones.
What? Oh, those yeah, the ones. People that call me out for like being, in it. Well, yeah. I think the one that made me laugh was like, I did this Marvel one and it was like, who are my parents and whatnot. I literally was like, you kind of got me. One of them, I said, like, my dad was Thanos, and they were like, why does she kind of have, like, the same jaw as Thanos?
No!
They kind of hate that. I'm a bit of a square. The comments that piss me the fuck off is like, I make a
I think
stupid
you have a lovely
joke.
jaw, by the way.
Well, thank you so much. That's sweet. I'm honestly like not really insecure about it, so it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. You have a strong like.
But thank you.
People kill for a jaw like that.
I thought it was funny. I actually thought it was funny. These people, the comments that piss me off are never like, actually, fun fact. It's usually the ones that are like, you got that wrong. Because actually it's, I don't know. There's just a way to deliver that, you know?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, just get a fucking life.
Like,
man.
go
Come
outside
on.
and touch some fucking grass, dude.
That statement has never rung truer.
No. It
Touch
really
some
hasn't.
grass.
Or when people
Ground yourself.
When people are like chronically online and they'll be like, I don't know. They'll call you like,
oh, yeah.
you know, for
I got some of those like
I've got
comments about
those.
my Hunger Games video where it's like, we shouldn't be glorifying the Hunger Games. Actually, it's against Suzanne Collins' belief. I'm like,
that's exactly the shit I'm talking about. That's actually a better example. It's this shit.
yeah, it's like, can we put things in perspective? Can we make a joke about anything? And I also want to be like, I just want to say the Hunger Games isn't actually in our American history. Like, it didn't actually happen. Are we aware? Because some people think it did. I think.
I also think you can make fun of things in the Hunger Games while also acknowledging that it's like a great piece of art that describes, you know, the dark side of humanity and things like that. For some humans, you can also joke about the things in it, though. It's okay. It really is okay.
I could do a whole podcast just about this.
I know. I'm so sorry. I've taken us off topic, but
no,
we had to get it off our chest.
But now I'm like, oh god. Anyway, let's dive right into this shit.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's do it.
And I okay. Anyway,
what were
we
you gonna,
start
wait,
off.
I'm curious now. What were you gonna say?
No, I can't. I have to hold it back.
Just really quickly.
Oh no, I was gonna say something bad about the movie.
Oh well,
and I need to hold it back.
No, you have to. I want to hear it.
No,
Because
the thing is, I don't want to offend the people that love this movie, the nostalgia.
But that's what we do. We offend people.
But I'm gonna say I just have a lot of things to say about this. There's some characters in this movie that I wish were never born.
I'm so curious.
Okay. We don't open with the Disney castle this time
because
or
this
anything.
Is low budget, and we want.
It was low budget. We couldn't even get the fucking castle.
To video.
This might be. Unless was the Goofy movie? Was the extremely Goofy movie direct to video?
Don't know.
That was in theaters. Okay.
Don't know.
So this might be our actual, real
first direct to video. Wow.
Well, here we go. This is what y'all signed up for. We just get a shot of this kind of winter environment, and we kind of pan up, and we see Beast Castle in the back.
It looked
and we get
beautiful.
these like
did you think
pilgrim? Yeah, I thought. I mean,
the castle.
The castle looked pretty. Yeah,
okay.
I think so. Like this animation didn't bother me. It was when we started seeing the people that looked like they were made out of Play-Doh. That's when I was like, oh,
I hear you.
Okay, the budget wasn't there. But we get these kind of doughy people walking into the castle. They're singing "Deck the Halls." And yeah, it's just giving clunky.
Yeah.
It's giving like reduced budget.
You can see it in your screenshot. It's like the ballroom looks gorgeous. I saw that. What's happening with her?
I don't know. I don't know if they could render the ladder. There, you see the ladder down there, but she's just fully floating in the air.
I see.
Yes. And we kind of we see the human versions of Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, Chip. They're all running around. So this is clearly post the happenings of the original Beauty and the Beast movie.
Yep. And
there's some French girl with a bob right there in my background, putting the star on the tree. We don't know who she is. And I also got this feeling like, was it kind of disturbing, like seeing them in human form? Yeah. Like it's weird seeing them in human form.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that. I don't know. I kind of wish they stayed as objects. I know it was not fun for them being household objects, but for me it's just better seeing them like that.
Well, it's what we're used to. This is a strange new world. Okay, so what do you think about Lumiere? Just like, is he, what do you think about him?
I always thought he was some sort of like metrosexual.
Yeah, right.
kind of like a man whore, but kind of like he's like definitely the type of guy that gets like manicures once a week and like has very like thin eyebrows.
I thought you were gonna say like has gonorrhea every other week, and I was gonna
that too. I think he's ran through the entire castle.
Oh,
honestly, men and women alike. I think
was gonna say he's giving me pansexual around for sure.
Yeah, he's just kind of man hoary, which is like he's not the most attractive man. But I think he's slaying it.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
With his build, I don't know.
I think they were they were thinking about that when they made him a candelabra. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Right. And he's got I also like whenever there's a man with a big nose, I kind of know something about it. He knows what he's doing. And like he's got a schnoz. Yeah. They have to like kind of prove themselves in the bedroom maybe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But there's now whenever I see a man with a big nose I'm like, well, he knows what he's doing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Huh.
Did you also notice?
I had another question. Yeah. Because Mrs. Potts and Chip are running around and I'm kind of curious, like, what your thoughts on their are they grandmother and grandson?
That's what. Okay.
So are they son and mother?
Seth has never seen Beauty and the Beast, and he was like, "Wait, that's the kid's mom? It looks like the grandma." And I was like, "I know. I think it's mother and son, but it really gives grandma and like, why did they make Mrs. Potts 85?"
I don't know, but she must have had like a geriatric pregnancy, like for real.
Chip is young, dude.
Chip is like 5, and she's like 85.
I know, you're right, dude. I don't know.
I don't know if she's
or maybe
like
it's
mother.
Christmas. Was it an immaculate conception? I don't know. Is Chip an allegory for Jesus?
It's just like, crazy to think about.
We should be asking ourselves.
Right, 80-year-old Mrs. Potts in labor, giving birth to Chip.
That's like a thought. Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know.
That is crazy. I didn't need the visual, but now I have it. So thank you. Well, Merry Christmas to me.
The things I think about. Welcome to my headspace. They're all decorated and singing and making the castle look nice.
Did you notice that like Maurice was just there as well? Like he's just there. Doesn't have a single line of dialogue. I was like, Maurice? Hello?
Is that like as in Belle's father?
Yes, he's just standing there completely mute. And Belle's not there. I'm like, oh.
I feel like you know what that means? Voice actor died. Maybe. I'll have to look up that fun fact a little later.
Fun.
Anyway. All the characters are in the castle. They're decorating. They're kind of singing about whatever. And then they start talking about last year's Christmas and how Lumiere and Cogsworth are fighting about who saved Christmas last year. Like, I was like, oh, because of me. And then they're fighting back and forth. And it starts this whole fucking thing. And Mrs. Potts is like, actually, no. I remember the story quite well of how Christmas went last year, and I will tell the story. And so they all kind of gather around Mrs. Potts as she tells the story of what happened last Christmas. So we get kind of a flashback. Yep. And we're kind of transported to the point in the Beauty and the Beast movie where Belle and Beast are getting to know each other.
Which
it's kind of
I didn't know that about this movie. I thought for some reason, which doesn't make sense now that I'm about to say it, because he was a beast in this movie, which I knew. But I thought this was like post Beauty and the Beast or something. I didn't know it was going to be an insight into Beauty and the Beast movie itself.
I know. Well, it's kind of giving like Lion King 1.5.
Yes, it totally
it's giving
is.
That.
What do you feel about Lion King 1.5?
I have no recollection of it.
But you've seen it, you think?
I think I saw it in theaters or something.
Okay.
I vaguely remember, or maybe, I don't even know if I went to theater. I just vaguely remember watching it.
It's Seth's literally like one of his favorite Disney movies of all time.
Because it's about like when Simba was growing up.
It's literally the retelling of Lion King from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective.
Oh.
And you get like a backstory, I think, into like Timon's history and how he ended up where he ended up and all the meerkats and...
Did they give him kind of a gay backstory?
I don't know if the gay part is there, but...
Fuck.
Right, they left that out.
Whatever.
As they always do.
As they always do.
And you know what I thought? I thought of you when I was watching this because I was like, there's another gay, effeminate man servant vibe
I'm telling
for
you.
the villain, and I literally was like, no fucking way. Now that
I'm noticing these trends.
Now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. Also, we're watching Frozen last night, and Olaf has that line where he goes, watch out for my butt. And I was literally like, butt joke, butt joke. Like, I was like twitching. I was like, butt joke, butt joke, butt joke.
It's like, I'm not even trying to look out for it. They're just there.
Yeah.
The formula is there.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so now we're back in, like, Belle and Beast getting to know each other, still kind of have a weird relationship with each other, but slowly getting to get feelings for each other. It's the Christmas season, and basically the menagerie of, like, items, like Lumiere and Cogsworth are all watching Beast outside. He's, like, ice skating or whatever. He's, like, walking on the
Belle's,
ice,
like,
pacing.
him... Okay, right. Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yes. And they go find Belle and tell her, like, oh, she should go outside and, like, talk to the Beast and, like, get to know him out there. And she basically grabs her skates, and Beast sees her, and he, like, immediately falls. And it's like, oh my God, embarrassing. Like, no riz. And he says, oh, this is the butt joke in this movie. He falls, and he's like, I fell and landed on my, and he looks at his ass, and he's like, and he sticks out his butt. He's like, on the ice. And I'm like, oh God. Okay. But it was really, I think, the only butt joke of the movie. And this was a tame one.
No.
This one wasn't bad.
Wasn't too crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this was Belle's response to that. It's very slippery.
Grasping for straws.
I was like, okay, so the writing budget was also not, clearly the animation budget wasn't there.
Writing's not there either. And it was interesting watching this with Seth too, because he doesn't, like, know he's never seen Beauty and the Beast, which I was so surprised about. I'm gonna force it. We're watching it
That's
later.
the one you have to watch.
No, I know. And I make him watch the Christmas special, right?
Oh.
But at one point, I think, I don't know, like, and I've always thought this about Belle, and I don't want to bash on anyone who loves Belle, because I love her, she's a weirdo, whatever. But I've always thought this, and Seth clocked it so fast, even in the fucking Christmas version. She said something like one of the toys or something is like, what would you want most for Christmas? And she's like, I'm just happy with my books. And I was like, and he goes, wow, she's really not like other girls. And I was like, I have to say it. I've always thought that about Belle. And I've always found that, this is not to say for everyone, but I when people say that Belle is their favorite princess, I'm always like, But, like, also, I understand what's relatable about her as a book girly. I totally get it. You are a little bit of a weirdo alone with your books. I get it. I am one of those people.
I know exactly what you're talking about. She's the type of girl to sit front row at, like, a Jonas Brothers concert and bring a book.
Exactly.
And read a book.
Yes. The type of girl, too, if she was in university, she's at the front row of the lecture. She's like, oh, well,
yeah,
I actually read about that. And everyone laughs. She goes, nobody gets me. Like,
yeah. Like, shut up! She really is she's kind of like the blueprint of that cinema, like, not like other girls, girl.
Yes.
Especially in the Disney universe.
Totally. But I don't want to, like, I totally love if you relate to her. And in ways I relate to her. She's different than other people, whatever. But, it's just, we've had an awakening as a society lately where it's not bad to be like other girls, whatever.
Right.
I just thought that was interesting that he clocked that in a second, and he's never seen any of the...
It's out, and I was thinking, though, like, the fact that you watched it with him, like, that is truly, like, the ideal way to watch a movie like this with someone who has no context whatsoever.
And he was kind of, for legal purposes, as a joke, he was kind of, little zooted, and he was like, okay, am I just... or does this movie make no fucking sense? And I was like... It's not just you, babes.
It's not just you, babes. Yeah.
I can't follow, to be honest.
Anyway, it was a lot. But anyway, this is kind of like this weird scene between them where they're like, trying to, like, have a conversation, but it's like they're both awkward. And, like, I mean, I guess it was relatable in a way because, we've all been there, like, trying to make something work with someone and, like, you're like, what do you talk about? But I want to get to know you. But like,
another thing I've never understood about Belle or never related to is like, why are you nice to this guy? He is
exactly
so toxic. And like, we'll get to this later, but like, after she does all this shit and falls in the ice and whatever, and then he puts her in the motherfucking dungeon.
Yes.
I would find a lead pipe, and next time he walked in, it's game over.
I know. You're like, I am gonna kill this mother. Exactly.
But instead she's like, thanks for letting me out. Let me make your Christmas Eve nice. I was like, girl needs therapy.
Right. Well, and the thing that's always pissed me off too is about like the whole Stockholm syndrome conversation between Belle and Beast. I'm like, no, they like genuinely get to like know each other and love each other. But after watching this movie,
I was like,
where she endures,
this is work. Like watching this movie before, I was like, maybe watching this movie, I am positive. No.
She's got something broke in her when she was imprisoned by the Beast and like
after having hypothermia and almost dying.
And then being thrown in a cold dungeon.
Let's have that conversation. Let's have that conversation.
I want to have that conversation. I want to have that conversation for real. Anyway, they're kind of doing this, and then we cut to kind of upstairs in the attic of the castle. We see this pipe organ character playing menacingly on the pipe organ.
This is a whole other thing we need to unpack.
For some reason, this villain is animated in 3D. And everyone else is 2D, and it's a very jarring kind of thing to see. Granted, he looks cool.
Yes.
I think he looks cool.
And he was very good at being creepy, and the voice acting was really good, I thought.
It's Tim Curry.
That's why, because he fucking ate that.
Yes.
Okay.
He ate that. I mean, it was like a perfect voice role for him.
Yes.
But it's just the whole 3D animation of it all. I think all of the animation budget went into the fucking pipe organ.
They had nothing.
Because everything else looks like shit. And the pipe organ looks kind of cool, but it's 3D.
We're going to get canceled for this. This is the episode.
Sorry.
This is the episode. And the other thing I was thinking too, when they were like all on the ice skates on the ice, I was like, does everyone have insurance at the castle? Like, this is a huge lawsuit.
Right. Waiting to happen. These items, his employees do not have health insurance.
No, absolutely not. Okay, last thing about the piano. I know we have lots more of the piano, but what the fuck is the motivation to want to stay a piano? I just could not get on board. He's like, oh, because this way chained to the wall as an organ, I have more attention?
Well, because he was like, when he first started talking about it, I was like, okay, I know he's a villain. And my thing was when he talked about being chained to the wall, I was like, oh, and he played his organ really loud and like things started crumbling. I was like, oh, he wants to take the castle down with him. Like he wants to die so fucking bad that he's like willing to like play the house down for real. Like house down boots. Like he made that comment. I thought that was his motivation. I was like, oh, he clearly wants to kill himself because what a terrible life to have.
No, he wants to stay a piano and for everyone to remain cursed. I was like,
because he made a comment about like how he feels important being a piano. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Literally, girl, what? And I was like, he obviously has a huge crush on the Beast, right?
Yes. Okay. That's also what I thought too.
I was like, that's the only thing.
We also, if we want to talk about bad motivations for a character, my least favorite character in this fucking movie, and perhaps maybe the entire Disney universe, is fucking Fife. Or whatever the fuck his name is. The fucking Piccolo. Because he is like this wormy, faggoty manservant for whatever his name is, Forte. His only motivation in the movie is to have a fucking solo to play for no one. Because he's acting as if, oh my god. So he basically is like following...
Cracked out from second one, this movie.
Right. He's so obsessed with Forte because he thinks that Forte is going to give him a solo in some piece. And this is what causes him to basically treat everyone terribly and like spy on people and almost kill Belle and 4 other characters because of this thought that he might be able to play a solo in a piece created by Forte as if they're playing for some fucking huge audience. Like, who at most, the only person that's listening to them play is the fucking Beast when he's in the attic, when he's not fucking marching around the castle. Like, why do you care so much? You're putting other people's lives on the line so you can play fucking solo.
Wait, what about that
shittily?
Doesn't make sense to you? What about that is confusing?
It's just like, and he talks so wormy. He has a stupid fucking giggle that he like.
Yeah, I get it. Very punchable face.
So punchable. And apparently, I was looking at fun facts. They based his character and his characterizations and his mannerisms and his giggle off of Wolfamadeus Mozart. I was like, first of all, how do you even know how Mozart acted? And if that's the case, I hate Mozart now. You ruined Mozart for me.
Yeah.
I just was so annoyed by Fife. Every time he appeared and giggled, I was so mad. I hate characters like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, did I do that?
It was exactly that.
I wanted him to die so bad and he didn't. And he actually got like a really great ending.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah. I mean, the setup for the villains was just so fucking bad. I just knew we were fucked. The motivation made zero sense.
No, exactly.
I felt bad for Tim Curry because I was like, he's bodying this role and they gave him nothing. They gave him nothing. Yeah.
You know, this is our karma actually for talking shit about the villain in Princess and the Frog.
Because oh my god, it's so much better. If we want this.
So much better. We want to talk about bad villain motivation.
Yeah. This
one was terrible.
Level. Yeah.
But anyway, as we were saying, Forte's kind of looking down at the Beast and Belle and sees them getting along. And this is when he spouts his fucking bullshit villain motivation for wanting to separate Beast and Belle because he wants to stay as a pipe organ chained to the wall. And then he's like, Fife, if you want to play a solo, you'll go down there and you'll break them up. Like, we cannot have them together.
Because I can't, because I'm chained to this wall where I would like to stay.
Right.
So
I'm going to make the wimpy fucking flute do it. So we cut back to Beast and Belle skating down on that lake. And Fife appears and he notices that they're in love. And he's like, I have to stop them. And in like the most roundabout fucking way, he like flings himself onto the ice. He like loops around the fountain and like shoots himself out, and it trips Belle and Beast, and they kind of like whoa fall into the snowbank and fall onto the snow.
Got him.
And like this also made me mad because it was so like dramatic on Beast's part, because
oh my god, I wrote this down.
Belle starts doing Christmas angels, not snow angels, Christmas angels. And she stands up and she's like, oh my god, look, and it's a snow angel. And then Beast starts doing it and he stands up and he's like,
it's a shadow of a monster. Dude, I
don't see a snow angel. I see the shadow of a monster.
I literally would have looked at him and been like, bro, literally fucking relax for 1 second, dude.
Right. And he didn't just leave it at the comment. He also like took
Then he goes, I hate Christmas. Okay. Yeah.
And smashed the snow angel and stomped off.
The anger
man-child.
The anger problems are so bad. And that's why I'm like, that, like, if I was like Mrs. Potts, I would have been like, you wanna, we can, come here. No, that's not healthy. And I can help get you out. Because I promise you're gonna be that man's mother, maid, and therapist for the rest of your life. So come here, darling. I'll get you out. Hide in my fucking, take off my head, get inside me. Let's get you out.
We'll sneak you out, girl. I know, like those item people, like his servants, like they really like were not real ones for that.
No, they
still
weren't.
Despite all that setting Belle up with him, even though he treated her like shit, but because they wanted to be like, I mean, I get it.
I guess I kind of get that though, because they're like, we do need to break this spell. I almost understand their motivation more, even though it might be a little like self-centered. I understand it more than the villain of the story, but
well, I do too. But it's also kind of like, fuck. I'm sorry, Belle. You just have to take one for the team.
Yeah, no, 100%. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Beast goes back inside, and they're like he's all fucking pissed off, and
Forte plays in music, right? And he says something like, your music thing is the only thing that helps me forget. I wrote, it's giving crush, like the two of them. I don't know, man. Something's going on. Maybe they hooked up once when they were humans.
I mean, he's got a big ass mouth.
Forte.
Well,
he probably takes them. I wonder if they even hooked up like in Beast form, in piano form.
That's the backstory. If I just knew that little tidbit,
everything makes way more sense. I totally agree. And then maybe Forte is like, if I become it's just not going to be like this anymore.
Right.
Like Beast will go back to fucking women and stuff. See, that's a story. Now we have a story.
That's a story there. We just rewrote.
Write that down. Write that down. Someone write that down.
If they gave us, imagine we pitched this idea. So secretly Forte and Beast are fucking on the side. And so that's the whole villain.
Because Forte's mouth is big enough to take the Beast stick.
Huge Beast cock. Is that clicking?
All the way back to the, like, literally.
Right. And the vibrations of the sound, Beast really likes it.
Yes. Yeah. It goes into his butthole. And, like, he's not willing to do butt stuff if there's no. So that's Forte's motivation.
God, we need to be in the writing room.
Well, this is why gay people should write stories. Not the straights.
Gay stories matter. Gay stories matter. They do.
That sentence made me homophobic.
Sorry. Have you seen that video? Women's stories matter. They just matter. With Reese. I can never say her name. Reese Witherspoon.
No, I haven't. Is that all that happens?
She's like on The View and she's talking about this like thing and she's saying, women's stories matter. They matter. And everyone claps. And like, so true.
So true.
Everyone
girl.
claps. So true.
So they have their little like ice skating date, and then there's kind of like this present scene where she's like deciding to get him a present for Christmas that he doesn't even want to fucking have. And I'm literally like, girl, I understand being delusional. This is too far. This is too far. And Chip should be like, oh, Belle, let's talk about it. And Chip's like, what are we gonna get them at anyway? But they're
totally feeding into it.
They're talking about presents and Christmas, and this is when she has the line where Chip is like, well, like, what would you want for a present? And she goes, well, what I love the most in the world is my books. Like, girl, literally give it a rest for one day.
Right.
Also,
and I don't know about you.
Reading? I'm curious. What's on the TBR? I kind of want to know what she reads. Like, would she read
what does
point? Definitely, I think.
You think?
I think Belle is a freak. She wants to fuck the Beast.
I mean, she's probably
monster for sure.
Well, that's the thing too, though. If I was in Belle's situation, I would be fiending after the Beast too. I think if he's my only option.
I thought you were gonna say like reading a bunch of books to escape my just have a little escapism.
No, I would be like, because it would take me about 48 hours to be like, okay, well, I guess this is my new project.
Really? Okay, so
I do that in every situation.
You were kidnapped by a giant beast man that literally had anger management.
If you look like that.
Really? Huh. Okay.
I don't know.
What do you mean when you say I do that in every situation? Like make it.
I'll be at a Trader Joe's and I'll try to find my husband at the like you ever do like when you're at the gym. I'm like, okay, who's my gym husband today? I pick him out. I say okay. Then I think about like it keeps me motivated at the gym.
Wow.
I'm like something, and then like I'm at Trader. Like I fall in love with someone everywhere I go.
I wish I was like that. I'm so not like that.
I just get bored.
Yeah.
I get bored.
How do you talk to me for so long? What am I offering you?
What are you talking about? I get bored. It's something, and even I'll fall in love with the most unattractive person, but I'm like, we'll make it work. This is my Beauty and the Beast.
Well, I kind of love that, and I think that's beautiful. And I wish I was more like that because it's boring to not be like that. You
think that's a symptom of something more sinister, something bigger? A diagnosis in a couple of years?
On your part or mine?
On my part.
I thought you meant on mine.
No.
And I was like, I am not ready for this therapy. I think it is for both of us. I do.
Okay.
I do. I think there's something there for both of us.
We'll tackle that when that comes,
Let's
baby.
unpack that down the road.
Down the road.
Yeah.
Right now, it's fun.
Yours is way more. I don't think there's actually anything. You should keep doing that.
Okay. I will.
Giving your fantasy.
All right, I will. But this also, I could tell in the dialogue between Chip and Belle that they were setting up some fucking bullshit song, and I was right.
Really? And you were 100% right.
I can just feel it in my bones now with these Disney movies. Like when like, oh, some fucking stupid song's coming. I know.
Yeah.
And this was by far one of the stupidest Disney songs I've ever heard in my life.
How did it even go? I don't even remember.
Stories about mermaids slaying dragons, children dancing in the fields, and fairies granting wishes. We'll find the wizards who... It's like, it made no fucking sense. It was like, did you, like try to sing the song back?
Stories and wizards with mermaids in the
like it was like
lake.
That. It was like what the fuck is she talking about? Like there was no chorus, there was no like verse. Like it was almost like slam poetry that she was like making up as she went. But it was some fucking stupid fucking thumb in my ass like dumb song. Like I felt like she was like making up the words as she went. Like they were just like, okay, like to the voice actress, get in there, we got a tune going, just riff, you know, just say what you can. And like it was like her talking about like fairy tales and like how basically this story is going to make him become a better person or something. Like that was moral of the story.
I mean, it's giving emotional abuse, it's giving delusion. Like I'm so serious, we have to get her out of there.
Right, at this point, I don't know who's more mentally ill, him or her.
Definitely her. He's pissed because he's a beast and he's a spoiled, selfish
Right,
prince.
he has some reason.
What's going on her end?
Right, any sane person other than myself would probably be trying to, like you said, kill him at every chance.
He's treating you like this and you still would be like, yeah. And he calls...
Well, he's hot!
Right! Okay, yeah, there's something there. There's something there.
We'll worry about it later.
Okay, down the road.
We'll worry about
future. Okay, this movie is an hour and 10 minutes. We cannot take longer than that to discuss. You're right.
Okay, you're right. We take. Oh, stop. Okay. So anyway, the song happens. It's bad. Long story short,
she made that elaborate book in 10 seconds. We move on.
They bring the idea to Cogsworth, who's immediately like, no fucking way.
Fun sponge.
Beast does not like Christmas. We're not going to encourage this idea. So this is bad.
Beast as well, clearly.
Yes, and he's like also like just, I don't know, walking around, and he's like, he body shames one of the cups who's like sticking out his gut, and he's like, oh,
I remember that.
Like you have no reason to talk, Cogsworth. You're built like a. Anyway, I don't want to. Okay, anyway. Oh, but I did think this was funny because he was like, "Oh, we're not doing Christmas," and the glasses are like, "Aw."
The wine
and then he
glasses.
says, "Don't wine glasses."
Yeah, I thought that was funny too. But
that was good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All the dialogue budget was just in that joke. But somehow Lumiere and Mrs. Potts convince Cogsworth that Christmas is a good idea, and he agrees. So from going to being so adamantly against it to 25.5 seconds later, he says, okay.
Well, they what did they say? They're like, there will be Christmas pudding.
That's what got him?
Because Seth said the same thing.
Anyway, Belle ventures off into the attic to look for Christmas decorations. And because she's convinced Christmas is happening. And we're introduced to Angelique, who has been in the attic for God knows how fucking long. She's a Christmas star. And she's stuck in the attic with all the Christmas ornaments.
She was maybe the most annoying character to me.
Really?
Yeah. Because she puts up this huge fuss. And I'm like, they're doing it anyway. Just shut the fuck up and help. And she's like, I will not help. I will. And I'm like literally, mange merde, bitch. Which means eat shit in French. And her fucking bob. I was so over it. I was so over it. And she was such a diva. And I literally wanted to clock her in her sparkly face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Doesn't that suck, though, to be like like everyone in your castle, all your like coworkers get turned into like some sort of object, and you get turned into the fucking Christmas star, sequestered to the attic for all
being stuck up
of
there.
eternity.
That'd be awful. That'd be awful.
I mean, I would be insufferable too.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, she was like another level of insufferable because she was like, "There's no way this is happening. The master would never allow it."
And then they're like,
"Oh no,
actually, we think we're still gonna do it." And she's like, "Well, I will not help because I cannot." And I was like,
even though her fucking job in the castle was the decorator,
and it's your one day, bitch. Just help them,
right? Just get it together.
Also, we kept noticing, like, Mrs. Potts, her face is beat for the Lord, honey. She has blue eyeshadow, so much blush. Like,
wow.
Full face every day.
She got a drag beat. Cogsworth is doing her makeup every day.
I can so see that side plot. Now, let's talk about that story. Where's that story?
Gay stories matter. I'll say it again. Where was that stuff? I would sit and watch that.
I would eat that up.
I don't know.
There's so much in the writer's room, you know.
She kind of agrees to do it, but she doesn't want to get her hopes up. But this kind of causes Belle to start singing another song, which I thought.
Belle.
I don't know.
Okay.
She was inspired in the moment,
Triggered.
and I thought this was kind of the best song.
I think so too. I kind of like this one.
It's called "As Long as There's Christmas," and it's basically like talking about how as long as there's Christmas, we'll have hope. Like we'll have something to look forward to. Which I get that. Yeah. That's a resonating, idea. And I thought this was catchy. Like as long as there's Christmas, I truly believe. I like that melody.
I agree, and it was fun to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought it was definitely the best song of the movie. But all the characters start singing and decorating. Angelique is still being a curmudgeon, but she's like doing it. And yeah, it just is this whole scene where they like decorate the room and they put together a tree made out of like objects,
kitchen utensils.
Yeah, it was just kind of they wanted an excuse to sing a song.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They did it.
Absolutely.
But Fife sees this and he goes and snitches to Forte about how they're putting on Christmas.
It's my least favorite character interacts with yours for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to see them fight to the death. I would watch that.
I would watch.
Who would win?
Angelique. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, she's beaten. No. She's beaten down.
No question.
All that aggression that she's got pent up over the years in the attic.
She's letting that out on the fucking
snapping
piccolo.
him.
Oh yeah, snapping him over her knee. Period.
He's a piccolo? Is that what he is?
I thought so. Recorder? I don't know.
Recorder. He was giving recorder energy.
He doesn't even get piccolo.
For sure.
Yeah, he's giving hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns down boots. Yes.
And
yes.
Where's that story?
Where's that? Put us in the writer's room. What the fuck?
The absolute worst ideas, and we're so confident. That's all you need is confidence.
Confidence.
Well,
clearly, whoever was in charge of this project had confidence that we would fucking care. Whenever you do that, I've tried my best to keep up, and I can't.
It's okay. I'm a little bit more frattier than you, and that's okay.
You are. And
I am.
But basically, Fife tells Forte tells Beast. Beast gets mad, and he's like basically learning how Belle's going behind his back to like do all of this, and he's pissed about it.
And then don't we get the backstory on Beast? That's like, now we know why he hates Christmas. That was the day that he got enchanted into. Yes. And he literally has a Dudley scene where he's getting all these presents, and he's like, 36 for last year, 37. And that's when he gets
ungrateful.
The old lady comes. And I remember Seth being like, and I was like, actually, this is actual plot.
This is literally the plot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish they would. I kind of hate low-key that they... I mean, I do think that was a cool callback to be like, why he hates it so much is because this is literally how the curse started. But I liked how they kind of did it in the first movie where it was like all through stained glass. Like something
Oh,
about that was really
yes.
cool.
Totally agree. Animation, it took away a lot of
It
that.
ruined it.
I agree.
It ruined it.
Totally agree.
And like the human beast is like substantially less hot in this movie than he is in the original.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something about it was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No. And then we cut to like a boiler room scene. And honestly, at this point, I'm like, why are we here? Why does this room exist? And what the fuck's Belle like goes there to get wood, and she finds the axe. I might be skipping ahead because I think
they go. Oh, she goes because she wants to buy a.
No, exactly. Exactly. What? I want to hear you explain.
She goes to the fucking boiler room because she wants a Yule log. Does anybody know what a Yule log is? Let me ask the audience. A Yule log is this fucking stupid tradition that stopped for a reason because it's dumb, where people grab a log of wood and they put their best Christmas wish into it, and then they burn the log. So Belle really wanted one, so she goes to the boiler room, and literally there's one scene where she's scaling this huge pile of wood to look for the perfect piece of wood.
It's so dumb.
It's not that serious.
So dumb.
It is not that serious.
Yeah.
But basically I think they just wanted us to introduce introduced to a new character. The hammer's there and like the furnace guy is there.
Oh, it's the axe, right? She gets the axe to chop down the Christmas tree.
Yeah. And Beast kind of knows that she's in the boiler room because last scene there was this fucking stupid dialogue exchange where Forte is like, a little birdie told me she's in the boiler room. Right. And then it cuts to Fife, who like appears out of the corner and he's like, hee hee hee, tweet tweet.
And then, okay, so does Beast come down? I do remember that I wrote, like, at some point, like, 800 bats fly out of a room. No one has a word to say, not a whisper.
It's a daily occurrence, probably.
I literally was like, the diseases, the droppings.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Belle's frothing at the mouth while she's looking for the log. I'm like, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe she got bit.
So, another plot that would have helped give this movie some context.
Where's
that story? But anyway, Beast is like, she's like, you need to lighten the fuck up. And he's like, you have no idea what it's like to be in a castle, imprisoned. And she's like, literally, I do know what that's like. I'm like, you gagged him.
That's my whole fucking story here, bro. She's tweaking because she's probably diseased, and
honestly, that is the most realistic dialogue exchange in this movie so far between like a husband and wife. You have no idea what it's like to raise children. Do. Like, what? Hello?
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It was just so dumb, and I think Belle goes to her room and she tells Chip about how Christmas isn't happening, yada, yada, yada. And then Chip is all disappointed. And then Belle's like, you know what? You're right. Let's put it back on. Second, time in this movie where these characters have one motivation and they change it
so dumb.
Within 2.5 seconds. Yeah. But anyway.
But I liked how she was like, you can't cancel Christmas because there are grinchy people out there who like, but you know what? Do what you want. It's Christmas. You can make it happen if you want.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Which, I mean, good for her. So she decides, we're going to do it and we're going to get a tree.
Oh, and this scene made me furious because she's outside looking for trees with Chip and the axe, and she'll see like a literal fucking one stick with a single leaf. She goes, I think this one's perfect. I was livid. I was like, well, it probably goes into our psychosis. Like the disease, the rabies that she probably has rotted her brain because there's no way you're looking at that.
Well, imagine this. Imagine if they gagged us at the end and they were like, actually, no.
This was all in her
Belle,
head.
Oh, yeah, this is all in her head. Imagine that. I want to hear that story.
What if her dad actually has like bipolar or he's some kind of psychosis, and she is locked up somewhere, and this whole thing never happened.
Ah!
I don't know.
See?
Side note,
someone write that story.
Have you seen that gif of like, they say like Maurice, he's raving, as in like ravingly mad, and then someone has taken the clip of Maurice with the glow sticks and he's raving in a bedroom?
Yeah. Dead ass. I want that. I want that plot where everyone's fucking crazy. I love a story like that.
That would be so sad, but it would be, you know, I don't know.
It would gag. It would gag.
It would be like
Shutter Island.
Suddenly we both wake up. We're
Stop. I'm talking to my wall.
That would be awful. Literally, Seth's family comes upstairs. I'm sitting in a corner talking to the wall. They're like, "Oh, how's the podcast?" I'm like,
she's recording her podcast.
Oh my God, that'd be horrible.
I think about that all the time.
That you're crazy?
Like, if all my friends are just like delusions and I'm just like...
As a little kid, I was convinced everyone was a robot. I think I've told you that, right?
Maybe.
You don't remember that detail about my life?
I don't know if you shared that little tidbit.
Phase, I was really convinced. And you know what? I decided to open up to someone. I decided to open up my deepest, darkest fear to my sister. You know what this bitch says? She looks me in the eyes.
She's like, goes, beep, boop, boop.
She goes, 0010. What? That fucking whore. Well, I don't talk to her anymore.
Oh my God. Your sister's funny. She's like,
she is very funny. But come on. My deepest fear, I'm like 8 years old. My sister validates it. That's where it all started, dude.
00104. That's so good. Good for her.
Anyway.
What a good bet.
The trees. Okay. They're trying to find the fucking trees.
Yes.
And, okay, let's see. Beast.
Oh, okay. Oh. So they go down to cut a tree. Beast is spying on her from his little attic. And Lumiere is like, right? Yes. Beast notices the present. And Lumiere's like, it's from a girl. And Beast is like, Mrs. Potts? No. Fucking idiot. And then this is basically where he's just like, okay, there's a present, but I see, and he's going to open it. And Lumiere's like, no, you have to wait till Christmas. So this gets him kind of excited about Christmas. And then he's like, well, I need to give her something in exchange. So he goes to Forte to ask him to make a song for her.
Yeah.
That's his gift for Belle. So something he basically had no part of. He just kind of said, you're doing this. This will be actually from me. So he's not doing anything.
He's literally like toxic 101 walking red flag. Like when
still
your
a terrible
gets
person.
You a gift that he just made someone else make you.
Right. I don't remember Beast being this much of a bad person in the original movie. Like I feel like it was a good balance between like he had moments of where like the goodness shone through, but then it was like, corrupted by anger. This is just all really like,
bad. I agree.
He's an unredeemable, angry, mad person.
Totally agree. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. But anyway, somehow it gets planted in Belle's head, I think by Fife, that she needs to go look for the trees in the black. Oh, Belle goes up for some reason to talk to Forte. I don't know why.
I don't know how she ended up there either, because I have that in my notes too.
But she gets introduced to Forte. I think Fife brings her up, maybe. I don't know. But he's basically like, well, if you really want to get a good tree, you have to go to the Black Forest. And by the way, trees were Master's favorite part about Christmas. So you should probably get a good tree.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't know if I want to venture off into there. It's like, I almost got killed in there. And also like, it looks dark and scary. And I don't know if that's a good idea. But then she's like, you know what? For the sake of Christmas, I'm going to sacrifice my well-being.
It's the delusion.
And go into the Black Forest.
And the terrifying ice shattering scene was actually so fucking scary.
Right.
And okay, so she does go. And I'm sorry, the only motivation here for Forte is that he is fucking the Beast. I'm so sorry. It's the only motivation. It's the only thing that literally makes sense, and I will die on that hill.
Right.
He wants to kill off the competition, so he sends her that way. And then we cut to the Beast, and the Beast's room is giving frat house. Like the torn
messy,
up, like Seth
dirty.
was like one sheet on the bed, and it's blue, a map on the wall. Like, you know what I mean? And
yes.
Beast wants Cogsworth to bring. Oh yeah, the Beast is like, where is she? Because I like want to give her the gift, and they're like, we like can't find him. Okay, and then we cut to Forte, and this is when he does his song about because the Beast then goes to Forte.
Yeah, well, because Beast is like in the room that Forte's in, obviously, because Forte's gonna play the song for Belle, and he's getting impatient because she's not showing up, and then basically he looks in his mirror and he's like, oh, he sees Belle and she's like on the sled, like in the Black Forest. He thinks she's running away, and he's like, oh, I can't have that. I need to go get her. And Forte's like, oh, no, you don't. You need to stay here because I got that good mouth, sloppy toppy,
the Gluck Gluck 9000.
Yes,
yeah.
And basically, Forte sings a song about
don't
why,
fall
like,
in love.
Don't fall in love because it'll distract
can't trust
you.
Anyone.
And yeah, but yeah, it's basically all that. But Beast basically decides to go anyway, so it doesn't even work. But we cut back to Belle, and she finds this tree, which is, of course, surrounded by a sheet of ice.
Yeah.
It's like this one tree on this
and
island.
They're like, that's
surrounded.
Perfect. One.
That's the one. Ignore the hazard. Ignore the fact that we're slugging around like a 1,000-pound sled on thin ice. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Again, no insurance.
No one's not insured. So they go. And mind you, by the way, we're getting shots intermittently of Belle and Chip for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Chip decides to come.
Yeah. They're like fighting
being pulled
wolves.
on the sled. They're in a blizzard. Like, they're like...
After she was like looking at these literal weeds, and she was like, "This looks fine." Right. Suddenly, none of the trees we're passing are working. What the fuck?
That's such a good point. They are passing miles and miles of perfectly fine trees, and none of them are good enough. No. They finally find one, and it's like in the most dangerous situation possible.
And Lumiere and
regardless,
are like chasing them, and Lumiere is like riding Cogsworth like a sled, which honestly looked really fun.
Hot.
Boarding. Oh. You know that there's
so Belle goes to
drawings of Lumiere and Cogsworth.
I'll be looking that up later.
I was gonna say send them to me. Okay, perfect.
I will. I have my sources.
Oh, I know.
Belle takes her axe and she goes to cut down the tree. They cut down the tree. I thought so too.
I will say that.
I was like, girl boss. Ooh. They get the tree, they hang it up, they put it in the fucking sled, and they go to take it back. Not before Fife shows up, and I think he like
kills
screams.
Everyone.
Right.
Kills everyone.
Because Forte told him to, because he wants a solo in a song, keep in mind. So Fife makes a noise and it shatters all the ice, and the horse gets scared and runs off, and Chip falls in the water, and Belle jumps in the water to go save him. She does, but then she gets pulled under again because the rope of the tree snaggles around her leg and pulls her under.
Yep.
And then you think Belle's fucking dead. And then all of a sudden the Beast shows up
running
and jumps
on
in the
all
water.
Fours, by the way.
Hot.
Okay, you can't do this and then fucking hate on me for Kovu. You literally can't. It's not fair.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Because Beast is a little bit more human.
He's
and also
literally covered in fur, and Kovu's covered in fur and talks like a human, and Beast talks.
Beast is human size. Beast used to be a human. Beast wears clothes.
What is your excuse for Tony the Tiger? Oh, didn't think I'd bring that up, did you? What is your excuse? And I would like the audience to hear it. You know how many times I got tagged in that video? That was like, Alexa, he is harassing you and he makes this when we love Yeah. Mm-hmm. The people were on my side.
I played the fifth.
I'm so fucking done with you.
He walks, I will say he walks on 2 feet.
Yeah, but you just said it was hot that the Beast runs on all fours. Your stories aren't adding
up.
No!
It wasn't the fact of him, it was the fact that he was so, he was so trying to save her. He was trying so hard. It wasn't the fact that he was on.
I don't frankly believe you. And you know what? Every time we fight, gets me riled up. I'm ready for that. I'm like, let's turn this off. Let's turn the other camera.
Let's fight. Oh.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
different
okay.
Oh, shit.
Well, okay.
Well, one day we will settle this in a wrestling match, traditional wrestling.
We better be making out during that.
Well, I'll be in a singlet, and you'll probably... I want, like, on a real...
Okay, actually, yeah, I'm actually down for that. Like a WWE.
Yeah.
And I'm running in on all fours.
Okay.
Because I know you're fine with that.
You can't use that strategy against me. You can't.
Okay, everything we said in the last 10 minutes, like our digital footprint, dude. What happens when we have kids and our kids listen to this? Like, what does...
For both of you to assume that someone's willing to mate with me. And then make children.
Mate.
I don't know. I kind of hope they think it's funny.
Yeah, maybe they'll be like, our parents were so cool.
But you know what? If we make this into a career and we start making big bucks,
you're right.
Okay, they
like,
can't
oh,
say
mommy,
can't say anything.
Yeah, I don't want to hear shit. Balenciaga.
Right.
My daughter.
Right. I'm like, Tony the Tiger, you be grateful.
You've spent so much money to like mold his DNA with the tigers.
Yeah.
Like a mutant
That would be
kid.
cool. That would be sick. Okay. Back to the plot. Beast saves Belle and puts her promptly in a cold, dark dungeon, even though she's totally has hypothermia.
I was
at this point.
pissed. And she's literally trying to get you a Christmas tree after making you a present. Like,
And she literally, he's like, basically like, what do you have to say for yourself? Like, you're such a lying, scheming bitch. And then she's like, I was literally just trying to make you happy.
Yeah. What did she say? I wasn't trying to leave. I was just trying to make you happy. And he leaves her in the dungeon. I'm sorry, if you're a Belle and Beast apologist after this movie, check yourself into... I'll call my therapist right now. I'll give you her number.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. And basically, like, all the little items, like Lumiere and Cogsworth, they all show up to go comfort Belle because she's... I would assume on her deathbed. She's got about 20 minutes left in this cold, dark dungeon before she succumbs to hypothermia, frostbite.
Probably like a sheet over her. She's
in
the
same clothes. Yeah.
Sopping wet.
And they are just trying to make her feel better. She apologizes for getting their hopes up. And fucking bitchy Angelique is like, I knew it was hopeless. I knew nothing would change.
Make this about you, Angelique.
But then she says, I told the master wouldn't allow this, but I was wrong. And then she starts singing, as long as this Christmas. And, okay, so basically, I looked this up because I was like, why does her voice sound so familiar? Angelique is voiced by Bernadette Peters, who's like a Broadway legend. Did you know that? Do you know who she is?
I've heard of her, yes.
She's like she's got red hair, kind of curly, and she's like got that kind of voice.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
But she was singing, and I was like, okay, this is a tender moment. It's like a reprise of As Long as There's Christmas. It's tender, it's cute. And Belle starts singing too, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually gonna start tearing up until there's a shot of Belle doing fucking pirouettes. Did you see that when she was spinning? I started laughing.
She was flying in the air?
She would, yes. Why is she flying?
It said the same thing. We're like, is she flying right now? And I was like love, but what?
Yeah, she's doing like pirouettes in the air. I was like, this is so corny. Like, it took me out of it. But she's on full ballet point for some reason.
Yeah,
like I can't. But this lifts everyone's spirits up, and it was really sweet. And I felt bad for Belle. And then we kind of cut back to Forte, who is trying to tempt the beast into destroying the rose and making the curse last forever. And he's going to, I guess, like, kill himself. And then all of a sudden he sees the book that Belle left him. And he opens it and he reads it. And he's like, Belle was right. All these gay little fucking dumb stories are making him believe in Christmas and making him happy, which makes him go down to Belle. And Forte feels so betrayed by this because he's like, he's not listening to me. He doesn't want that good
anymore.
Glock, sloppy.
No.
He's gone down to her. I'm going to destroy the fucking castle. I'm taking them and everything down with me.
Like gay passionate rage. I don't know.
Right, gay rage. Gay rage. We need more stories of gay rage.
And this is when really like the toxicity was so apparent to me too, because Beast goes down after literally locking her in the dungeon, the hypothermia, whatever. He goes, "Can you forgive me? That's all." She goes, "Of course." That's it. And then it's fine. All is well.
I just want to say to you, Belle, I'm looking into the camera, stand up. Stand up on those 2 feet.
Blink twice if you need us to come in there and help.
Please. No one should ever do this for a man. Like, this is truly like a bad message to girls.
I absolutely agree. I think maybe that's why it makes me so angry, because I'm like, we cannot be normalizing this treatment. It's fucking barbaric. Like, this is really bad. It's really bad.
If you thought the original movie was bad in terms of this relationship, this is like
makes it 10 times worse. Like, at this point, going back to watch Beauty and the Beast, I'm gonna be like, y'all should not be together now that I know what went behind closed doors.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, Forte starts playing music and rattling the whole fucking castle. It's like falling apart. They can't
fall in love if they're dead. That's the motivation.
Right.
And then starts his earthquake.
So, earthquaking. It's like a category 7 earthquake. Like, things are falling apart.
Bad.
Somehow they find their way up, and Beast like takes the keyboard and like cracks it over his knee. Forte fucking dies.
Yes.
Forte dies.
I will say, in this one moment where the Beast lifts up the piano with his bare arms, I was like, well,
you're so against my attraction to Beast, and yet you give me more ammo.
It was only in that one moment that I was like, okay, Brett, okay.
Yeah, I don't, and like, mind you, also, I feel like I have to specify. With Beast, I would just want to kind of have a physical connection. Okay?
I get you.
I don't want to have a relationship with Beast and wouldn't treat me right.
No. That's fair. That's valid. You're allowed. I'm saying you're allowed. You just cannot get after me then.
I know. I'm a hypocrite.
Thank you for admitting it. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
I am.
That's all I wanted.
Forte's dead. So Forte's fucking dead.
And it's just like, whatever, it's over.
Right. And so basically then after that they decided to celebrate Christmas, or
yes.
And then we kind of just like cut back to the
beginning with the storytelling, and we see that the piccolo guy has now become the new maestro.
Yeah, and he's like, me?
I bet you love that.
And like we see Human, Beast, and Belle. They finally arrive. Not as hot as they are in the original movie, but whatever, we'll take it.
And then they waltz.
And then
it's over.
They waltz, and that's it.
And I forgot to say, I had a Beauty and the Beast video game as a kid. I don't know what we were doing with all these video games, but her red dress in this like final scene is like, you can dress her in the video game, and that was one of the dresses.
Oh, hot!
You could like make stained glass windows. There was like one of my favorites was you were in the kitchen with Miss Potts and Chip, and there were all these cupcakes dropping, and you had to like catch them.
Oh, I
knew you'd love it. I knew you'd get it.
I absolutely love that.
But anyway, so that's it.
That's fucking Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. Gotta know. What are your final thoughts, honey?
I thought that maybe if I was 4 years old and I had no concept of plot, maybe I would enjoy this, because I was like, okay, lots is going on, pretty pictures, great. Having any sort of cognitive ability, I mean...
yeah, it takes you out of it.
Well, I'm giving this a 2 Christmas trees out of 10. Which might be the lowest I've rated anything.
Pinocchio, I mean, was pretty down there too.
I was thinking that too. Pinocchio, because that was
that's the thing.
Scary.
Is this better than Pinocchio?
No.
I don't know if it is.
Pinocchio's better.
I do too, and I gave Pinocchio a 2.
Does that mean you give this?
I feel okay.
No, you don't. You need to speak your truth. You got to be honest.
I feel like thinking retro. I think maybe. Realistically, Pinocchio's maybe a 4.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think this is maybe a 3.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because just the story's not there. It was clearly, for me, this feels like cash grab. That's the thing about these direct-to-video movies. Cash grab is what's driving the creative intention.
Riding off the, like, all of the nostalgia and the brilliance of the original.
Right. And, like, you can blame it on the lack of budget, but the story just wasn't really there for me.
No.
The music was definitely not there for me.
No.
it wasn't even like super Christmassy either.
No.
Like, I mean, Christmas was like definitely like a part of it, but like it doesn't make you feel holly jolly. Like it
No.
doesn't make
Seth
you
kept
wanna.
saying like they just wanted to make a Christmas film, and so they kind of just shoved those two worlds together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Damn, we should have had Seth in this
Honestly,
as a guest star.
I should have brought him in. I'm literally at his house.
We need to do more of that, guest stars.
We absolutely should. Should we bring on like someone for our next episode?
We should sometime.
I seriously
Wait,
think we
do we make a winner? We didn't do a poll, did we?
No.
We totally didn't do a poll. Sorry, y'all. The holidays really got to the best of us.
We are
But
in holiday mode.
we need to. Okay, so maybe movies for next week. Should we do? Oh, we got a minute.
I know.
We gotta.
We will post a poll for next,
will.
and we'll, and you guys can vote there. And
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be the same kind of format.
Yeah.
Classic animation,
Yeah.
maybe a Pixar movie,
ooh,
live action.
for the new year, jump in for our first.
Maybe we add another direct to video.
Yeah.
If y'all like the
A
shitty movies.
sequel or something. Well, some of them are good, but Lion King too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, love y'all and
Love
a
you
Merry
guys.
Christmas
Merry-
to you.
hope
Love
have an
you.
Amazing holiday. We miss you, and
Yes.
I hope you're doing nothing as we are, aside
Yes.
from watching this. I'm talking
Yes,
about that.
exactly. Relax, spend time with your family or
Kiss them
chosen
all
family.
on the mouth.
Do what you can. Okay, love y'all.
Love you
Thanks
guys.
for watching.
As
As long as there's Christmas, I truly believe.